Have you ever heard of animals that makes you mad a lot? Well, some of them are calm and some of them are blind. Well, if you're not a big fan of cats or bats, let's make them fight to the death. Blake Belladonna, the quiet member of Team Ruby, used to be, and Batman, the Dark Knight. I'm Jade Sonic, and it's my job to analyze their stats, weapons, and abilities to find out who will determine their legendary mission. This video is gonna take a while. The world of Remnant is crazy. You know, like these monsters called Grimm tried to invade the world, you know? But upon a mystical tumult of light, or, you know, a pure of heart or a pure of light, known as the Hunters and Huntsmen, actually donned the Grimm, and together they saved the world. And what better way to start with growing up being a grown-up than you can learn from high school? Well, you know, things were hard for, you know, like Belladonna. You know, things were tough for her. Well, you know what, let her explain. Before she discusses it, they weren't just humans. They were actually these people with cat ears or dog ears or tails known as faunesses. Well, they got upset from humanity, so they wanted to keep things crappy. And this is where Blake tells her story. Let's hear it.
Freaks, if you ask me.
I was once a member of the White Fang.
Wait a minute, you were a member of the White Fang?
That's right. I was a member for most of my life, actually. You could almost say I was born into it. Back then, things were different. In the ashes of war, the White Fang was meant to be a symbol of peace and unity between humans and the Faunus. Of course, despite being promised equality, the Faunus were subjected to discrimination and hate. Humanity still thought of us as lesser beings, and so the White Fang rose up as a voice of our people. And I was there. I was at the front of every rally. I took part in every boycott, and I actually thought we were making a difference. But I was just a youthful optimist. Then, 5 years ago, our leader stepped down, and a new one took his place. A new leader with a new way of thinking. Suddenly, our peaceful protests were being replaced with organized attacks. We were setting fire to shops that refused to serve us, hijacking cargo from companies that used Faunus labor. And the worst part was, it was working. We were being treated like equals, but not out of respect, out of fear.
Wow, that was a painful story. Well, thank God she ended that life. She ran away and left to attend Beacon Academy. So after that, she officially gathered her own, well, not her own team, but letting her fit in the B of Team Ruby. Led by the youngest of their team, Ruby. Wait, hold on a minute. The team's name is Ruby, and their leader's name is Ruby Rose. How curious. I got my eye on you, Ruby. I got my eye on you. Well, not just Team Ruby that she made friends with, she also made friends with the monkey faunus known as Sun. You know. Not to mention that Blake is actually kinda tough. She has her trusty katana / blade / gun. And plus, she can even use this to manipulate her organic powers. And plus, the thing's so powerful that it can actually slice through bear-wolf-sized animals. Bear-wolf-sized grizzly bears, if you know what I mean. But when all else fails, she can also use her semblance. Now, this semblance doesn't actually fight with her, it actually lets her take the hit for her. And plus, that's how all else fails. But it doesn't just let her take the hit for her. She has 4 kinds of semblances of her shadows. She has a shadow manipulation, which lets her take the hit. She has fire manipulation, which explodes when you touch it with a single touch. She has stone manipulation, which creates a stone clone, but actually shatters when you try to break it. She also has ice manipulation, which freezes if you try to attack her. You know, she's tough. Blake is an incredibly tough warrior, actually. Blake survived a train explosion, which is worth tons of TNT, and got back up like it was nothing. And plus, during a food fight, she actually took a hit from Nicholas, one of the strongest characters inside the Ruby anime. And plus, she's so tough that she's even survived exploding soda creams, or cream soda. And that's billions of her smashing into her face. That's way more impressive. But even though she is tough, fast, and strong, she does have some weaknesses. Her stamina actually runs very low, and she's kind of predictable if you actually get what she's saying, and she's actually kind of And she does actually get really cocky when she doesn't know what she's doing. You know? But no matter what happens to her, she still remains the peace and quiet, well, you know, team member of Team Ruby. And even possibly the strongest that we all know. Some of us know, because Mr. Cafes.
There, little lady.
Brothers of the White Fang, why are you aiding this scum?
Oh, kid, didn't you get the memo?
What are you talking about?
Well, Blake was the only character that we had to discuss, because if you haven't heard a preview about Batman, go check out Batman vs. Iron Man, which is located in Season 1, if you're curious about what's going on. We'll catch you folks in, people, because it's time to see who'll determine their legendary mission. This is the last video for Saturday. Kind of.
Fight on.
Okay, you guys are really hating me and screaming at your screen right now, cause, okay, just trust me. I know you guys are gonna be saying there has to be a good explanation for this, and there is plenty, sort of. Well, both Batman and Blake have fought powerful opponents, but however, Blake doesn't actually help that advantage under. And yes, Batman has defeated Superman before, and yes, if you're curious. Yes, Batman has fought Superman, but that doesn't give him the clear advantage about that, because he defeated Superman, he didn't kill Superman. If he would have killed Superman, then that would have easily gotten this point. But since he defeated him and let him live, that didn't get him to win that much. And plus, that didn't do that much. And plus, Batman was actually skilled and tough, but I know you guys are going to be saying, but how can Batman lose to a female teenager when he defeated the entire Justice League on his own and defeated the Man of Steel himself? And plus, Superman can travel light speed. Yeah, that is possibly true, and there's not possibly an explanation that offends her, but her semblance does actually changes the subject. Now, Batman's is actually stealthy and all that, but Blake's semblance is much stealthier and can does everything unpredictably. Plus, if Batman were to detect how much it would work, he wouldn't have the opportunity and chance to take her down before. So, Batman was tough, he was more stronger, he was more faster, but Blake was just more quieter and more stealthier than you could say Batman was. In the end, Batman lost in a blink of an eye. You get what I'm saying? Our winner is Blake Belladonna. Please don't hate me.